Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm so happy to see you here for this session. We are starting today lesson 3, session 1. This is a very important session because we are going to talk about future, especially we are going to talk about predictive analytics. Have you even wished you had a crystal ball to see what will happen in your business in the future? Well, that is exactly what we are going to discuss today. We are going to learn how to use data to look forward. Let's start with the basics. What is predictive analytics? Simply put, predictive analytics is a tool that turns your raw data into actionable insight. Actionable insight means information you can actually use to make a decision, to treat a decision, and to look forward a decision. In the past, many business company used reactivity reporting. This means when I say reactivity reporting or reactive reporting, this means you look at a report that says we lost money in the previous period, for example, that is looking backward. It is too late to fix it. And here, predictive analytics change this. It helps us more to move to practical and proactive planning. This means you plan ahead before the problem happens. As a leader, this helps you anticipate trends. You can also see change coming and optimize how your organization performs. You stop putting out fires and you start preventing them. Now, how does this actually work? Here, let's talk about predictive modeling. And here, think of it like learning from experience. We use historical data that adjust fancy word for data from the past. We look at what happened in previous period. We use this past also information to forecast future outcomes. To do this, we employ statistical techniques and machine learning, especially. Don't worry about the complex math right now. Just know that these are smart computer methods that helps us make accurate precision and prediction. They look for patterns that human might miss. It's very simple. It's just that. The goal, let's focus on the goal here is to enhance your decision making. It gives you data driven foresight. This means you are not just guessing, you are using science to see the future. It allows for scenario planning where you can ask, what if do this? What happens then? In this case, let's look at the strategic advantage through prediction. And here, why should you care? What is the strategic advantage? And at first, it helps you identify opportunities and risk before they impact your goal offshore. Imagine knowing that a machine in your factory, for example, will break soon. You may fix it before it stops production. That is a huge advantage in this case. In second situation, it improves resources allocation, and here you can put your money and your people exactly where they are needed. This improves operational efficiency across all your departments, and in final situation, it strengthens your competitive positioning. if you know what the market wants before your competitors do, you can take timeline. You can take timely, informed action. You become the leader, not the followers only. Let's look at the healthcare scenario overview. And here, let's look at the real world example. Let's talk about this health tech scenario. Hospitals and clinics generate a massive amount of data on a continuous basis. Every time a patient visits, every test, every treatment, it's a data. Here we can talk about data. And predictive models in healthcare are amazing, are truly amazing. They can forecast diseases, outbreaks. Let's take an example. They can predict if a flu season will be intense, for example. They also forecast patient admission patterns. They help the hospital know how many lights they will need. They directly enhance treatment planning. Doctors can plan better, and it makes hospital resources management much more effective. However, it is not always easy. Yeah, it is not always easy, and here we will focus on the key challenges for this part of course. There are key challenges in healthcare, and the biggest problem here is data fragmentation. This means when we talk about data fragmentation, the data is broken into pieces. One system has the X-rays, another has the blood test, another one has the billing, the billing information. These systems don't talk to each other. This limits how accurate our prediction can be. Then in this case, we have privacy regulations. Law like HIPAA are very strict. You cannot just share patient data between hospitals easily. This restricts the data we can use. And lastly, there is staff resistance. Doctors and nurses are very busy. If they feel that AI tools are complicated or get in their way, they will resist using them. This slows down the implementation. So, how do we solve this problem? Here we have a predictive solution, and here the solution starts with integrated electronic health records. We need to bring all that data into one place for unified analysis. Once we have the data, we can use AI to predict patient deterioration. This is life-saving. The computer can alert a doctor, for example, when it say this patient is getting worse, check on them now, for example. We can also forecast staffing needs. Hospitals know that certain seasons are busy. By using historical demand, they can hire extra nurses, for example, for the busy period before it even starts. This is the main idea of this part. After that, let's switch to another sector. In this case, we will focus on education sector, and here let's talk about schools. Schools collect a lot of data too. They track student performance, grades, attendance, who comes to class, and engagement, who participate to session class. And here, predictive analytics is a game changer here because it identifies at-risk students. When we say when we name at least students at risk, these are students who might fail or drop out. The critical situation of the student, it will be noted, and the system spots them early, so the school can give them academic support, especially for this category. It also enable personalized learning path instead of for teaching, for example, for teaching everyone the same way, we can tailor the education to the individual student's need. But schools face challenges too. Here we will study this challenges of education, and one major issue is consistent data collection. One teacher might take attendance constantly, another might not. This is messy data, makes it hard to build good models. Also, teachers are not data scientists for sure. Are maybe where is one, but are not data scientists. Limited teacher training in data interpretation affects how they use this in the classroom. They might not understand the report, for example, the computer gives them, and we have a very serious ethical issue here. It is the equity quarters. Sometimes algorithms have bias. If the data is biased, the predictions might be unfair to a certain group of students. We have here to be very careful about this. How can we fix this in education? Let's move to the predictive solution. We can analyze learning behavior to customize strategies. If a student learn better with the video, for example, the system can suggest videos. We can forecast enrollment trends. If a school knows that many more students are coming in the future, they can build new classrooms and hire teachers in advance. And we can support curriculum development. We can look at the data and say in the future the workforce will need to these skills, for example. Then we change what we teach to match those future jobs. To conclude this special session, I think, I remember this. Predictive analytics empowers proactive leadership. Predictive analytics empower proactive leadership, whether in healthcare or education. Success depend on three things. Data quality. Your data must be clean and accurate. Stakeholder buy-in, when the people using the tools, like a doctor, like a teacher, like a student, must believe in them. And ethical implementation. Here we must use AI fairly. Let's summarize our succeed plan. It's about its turnaround data quality, stakeholders buy-in, and ethical implementation. Here, future ready organization are the one that leverage prediction to drive innovation and resilience. They don't just survive, they thrive because they are ready for what is coming. So, to recap this session, session one to lesson three, we covered a lot. Let's review quickly. Predictive analytics enable proactive strategic planning looking forward. Statistical modeling identifies organizational risk early. In healthcare, as a case study, models forecast patient admission patterns. In education, analytics identifies at risk student quickly. We learned the data fragmentation hinders accurate model reliability. And finally, success requires quality data and strong ethics. Thank you so much for your attendance. See you in the next session, session two. Bye bye.